pre-order bonus.
Oh my gosh!
Talking about
Dude,
everything
the
you're
animation
seeing
on them dropping in. That's not stupefy.
Some of the cadavers right away. Oh my
That's
god.
AK.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god. Was that Sergio? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we use Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout.
Architecture?
Starkly different themes to really just hammer home that this is yours. You
Oh my
change-
god, what? This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
Ben's exactly
That's the thing, is
right.
not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure
Things
little
that we
objects,
just didn't even
into this space,
anticipate.
as you can see. So
Except for the bedside tables. you
there's
know?
like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things.
We playing
that
The
really
Sims
flesh out
now?
the
Is this
space and
Animal
bring it to
Crossing?
life.
So Dark Arts
And
Battle
we're
Arena
starting
confirmed.
right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts,
Dude,
which
look at
I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything, and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like
Incendio
about
icon on the
Hogwarts
right
Legacy.
over there. Pretty sure that's Incendio.
I'm a big fan of just being able to hop on the broom and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you, and just I love
let's
the
go,
proximity
dude.
that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground, and I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like you know, the brooms are fun for me, not just because
Heard somebody
of
talking
all those
as they
feelings
flew
of
by.
exhilaration, but because they're not just I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you can
my gosh.
you see
All
in the
these little
lower
things
right,
popping
there's
up.
a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying up or flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out, you know, we're not at the 3,000 yet. We're at the we're at the 11. So
Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The
Sorry,
world just
Macy.
looks
I was
so-
trying, but it's
wait,
another
the
language.
Broom, is that like the only one, or can you
Here
like,
we go.
upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have
Good question,
shop in
Ben.
Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop, and so that sells a variety of different brooms. And it was important to us that the player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but
Purely
if
cosmetic,
you talk
okay.
to the shopkeep and help him out, he'll actually sell upgrades.
yeah, and those upgrades will make it so that
Nice.
where normally the broom you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And the broom owner at the sporting goods store in Hogsmeade is trying to perfect the broom and get better at it.
Oh, I love it.
And know it better. And you can participate that and get better and better brooms through that.
And I love that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well, there's lots to explore on the ground, and so kind of keeping you down at the ground level.
And to me, it feels like it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the.
Oh my god, like I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to the mountaintop, I'm going to the forest and to that hamlet or
Wife wants a wizard. You gotta.
it's called.
We're gonna need a new
No, it's
map,
awesome.
by the way.
We're gonna,
The
we're
overworld
actually gonna
now.
land here, and I
The
feel
surrounding
like
area.
When you call it a hamlet is
my goodness.
is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain.
Oh,
We wanted other
so
opportunities
slick.
to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of, you know, barren as you leave out this direction and that.
Dude.
And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in.
So much to break
out
down,
in
right.
the Scottish Highlands.
Right.
And so it's
Oh, you
those.
give 'em a little tip.
And so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts, And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini-map, like lots of little icons, and each one of those represents
the kid over there pretending to ride a broom, I think.
Participate in, you know, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance,
all the icons,
those things are
so many
opportunities to
breakdowns.
say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, you know, that you can solve that actually grant you
drop
those.
the name. Drop the name.
Ruins off in the distance, and you visit them. You might
Is
find
Merlin.
opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you.
Have a little butterbeer.
The game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around.
I didn't see a sitting option.
Right away when I want to just cover
People are going to lose their mind.
Points on the map just by going over there.
Can you not sit?
Well,
can you not take a seat at the
broom
bar?
already? But there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting
my
on
gosh,
our flying
yes.
mount. We're gonna hop on our Onyx.
Let's go,
Hippogriff.
dude.
The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my gosh!
The back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey. I mean, a horse. I mean, that is a horse.
Yeah, as a hippogriff,
The animation
you can
on
totally ride
that.
it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions.
Interesting.
And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding around on the hippogriff.
Always, Alan, always.
Yeah, it really is kind of like, I don't know, it's a great feeling being on it. And it's a great feeling managing those transitions, kind of going from run to fly. And just
So
being
you
able to
can't
go
just run
wherever
around
you
on the
want. We
ground
tried to
with
make
it,
sure
too.
that each one of these things that you can interact with
so
have a
interesting.
unique identity and a reason for being.
And oh my god, like I see like different like
Tool
areas,
wheel
like
information.
Swampy area. By the way, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? There are regions that are like locked from you.
Yeah,
or,
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want.
No
and so
way.
You might find more difficult challenges in different areas.
No
and you'll
way.
see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like you mentioned the swamp. But there,
I was hoping that was how it'd
like
be.
A coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience.
I need
reward
it
you for
now.
exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it just, it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and
I can't wait to see this in 4K,
we're gonna have
man.
Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually, I want you to see what this world looks like.
Yes, winter,
covered in
please,
snow.
winter.
Yes, 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 please. I love snow.
Forbidden snow, right? Entering dev commands. We gotta, I mean, you gotta show a snow landscape with our boy Ben Snow here.
Oh my god.
Dude, look at it.
Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Like,
And you can kind of just like hover there in the air with the.
It changes the landscape like completely.
Did you guys catch that? Like the hippogriff, you kind of just hover with it for a bit.
Actual like gameplay impact, like impact on the gameplay, or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we use it. We really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So
Similar
as
to
you're progressing through your
what the
main
movies
storyline, it was
did.
important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of
Take my
felt
money.
like when you're reading the books or watching the movies, where you know,
Gallifrey,
you see kind
I'm
of like
out.
the title card winter, and now the landscape has changed, and you're really feeling that passage of time while you're a student, you know, going through.
It's gorgeous, and this isn't even the 4K
And
version. I
think we
mean,
wanted to duplicate that.
when they
and
upload this
for
in
me, it's really
4K,
fun that it's not
oh
just
boy.
on the outside, which I agree. I think it looked really beautiful. But within the school as well. So there are moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where Hogsmeade reacts to holidays. And
oh yeah,
school
that's
reacts
been a
to
big
holidays, and you see
request.
the decorations around those
School
events.
reacts to the holidays.
That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
You just confirmed it. Let's go.
And it's not just. I
mean, it had to be
you know,
there,
for the
right?
seasons,
It had to be there.
Those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe, when you go into Hogsmeade in the evening, there's less characters there. Around the school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down just when there's just candlelight and students kind of
That's
like
right, because some of them, a lot of them go home
in that
for the
day-night
holidays.
cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, you know, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
Nice.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff. And we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Gosh,
it's part
dude.
of what I love most about flying around in
This
game,
is
whether it's
huge.
on a
Like, this is really big.
or on the broom.
You know, I mean, you talk about
This is really
and
big.
things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over, like, no matter I play
These
this
just, like,
so
that
much,
question
but
mark right there
I
that
still
pops
can't get
up.
over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's
Like,
just
what
something
is
beautiful
there?
about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, all the places I can go, I can just fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, you know, to the library,
my
to
gosh,
classes, to greenhouse,
dude.
or to my common room. That it's all contiguous and
Get
just
right-
like one
question marks on
little
those
space is still
creatures.
exciting to me after all this.
I
time.
mean,
These magical
I'm just-
creatures right there.
just-
Look like
I'm
wolves or
speechless
something.
right now. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Interrupt a
Just-
charging mongrel with
We wanna spend a
Depulso.
lot more time out here.
See these
just
little
flying
feats that keep
around,
popping up.
experiencing the
Merlin
world.
puzzle maybe right there?
I think
Sorry.
This is a great opportunity to switch over to combat.
trying to, like,
Last
balance how
time
much I'm
we gave
talking.
you Kind of an intro to combat. This time
Keeping
we're
my
going to
excitement
really go
down right now.
a lot more of a deep dive.
So we can hear what they're
on,
saying?
using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our.
All right,
Deluxe
combat
Edition.
deep dive. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is, which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just choosing an option from the main menu of the game or something like that.
Reason to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Exactly. There are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe
Dude.
Edition. So we're going full Dark
Whoever
Arts
had the
here.
idea of doing that little
Good, that's what I like.
that little pack
But I
in
like
the animation,
this battle arena. It is a great place
brilliant.
to show off.
Give that person a raise.
Really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with
Oh, the
combat in a
little
deep way.
toadstools.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
Yeah,
do-
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge
What?
in multiple waves in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection.
Oh, that's cool.
In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true.
Waves of enemies.
The combat arena. But,
With the unforgivable curses.
one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts
Fringo
Battle Arena that
confirmed
people can
as
do
the other icon
is
that we
you
didn't
come in
know.
preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn.
Oh,
and
come
they can
on,
make
Andrew.
choices in order to kind
They're
of
blurring
like
out
add
the
that to their
spells.
repertoire, and they can also commit to that down.
That's too
with certain
funny.
talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path.
I keep
that
wanting
you
to
kind of want to
pause.
go down. But yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of preview.
That's cool. So for those of us who want to be
Great place
purely
for
good,
us to show
no
off
Dark
combat in
Arts,
general,
we can
so
still
I
get a
think
little
we're gonna
taste.
Jump in here and
Still get a
just
little
gonna
taste of it, you
just
know?
Start battling and we can start talking about
Dude,
everything
the
you're seeing
animation on them
screen.
dropping in. That's not stupefy.
Some of the cadavers right away. Oh my
That's
god.
AK.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my
We're
god.
starting off strong.
Was that Sergio? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to
Cruciota.
0, and we really are trying
Oh my
to
gosh.
honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll
You
notice
guys.
that, like the meter takes up a lot longer to
Yeah, a little
kind of
cooldown.
build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power. Just that it's still
Understandable.
fun to use, and then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about.
Not a finisher, though.
To adjust that. But I don't know. I
Not
don't
a
know if there are
finisher.
things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, like I see like little blue things pop from
Yeah.
the enemies. Also, before like that sign. Well, it's like, so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called.
Yeah.
In the game.
So the community
The
is
ancient
astute.
magic
So,
symbol.
On the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic meter.
Oh, so it is
Ancient magic meter.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about
Dude,
your
there's
own
so
kind
much-
of history and
so
your
much to process
your own
here.
abilities. You start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing.
just-
throughout the
Luna.
game.
Back to back to
That's
back.
an ancient magic.
Just
throw,
show
we call
all
it, that
three
allows
of
you to
them.
Kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head,
So-
that's an ability to cast
Bottom
a
right,
very
guys. Bottom right.
devastating
Notice the
and
D-pad
powerful,
popping up. That's how they're
magic
switching between the
spell to do a
spells.
ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And the way that manifests
Sorry.
itself.
We need to
depends
listen
on the
to
type of
Alan.
Enemy that
I'll
you're
be
fighting.
quiet.
And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that
Like,
we want the player to kind of move around
just
on the battlefield.
torturing him right
And that's
there.
actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason why I say that is because as you're doing different things in combat, you're protegoing and you're doing different abilities and you can kind of spec into it with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to
Ooh.
build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that
combos.
combo
Interesting.
appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point,
Dude,
you
these
strike
goblin
someone
attacks.
and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they
Right,
give big,
Nico.
big
The sound
jumps
effect
to
on
that ancient
Crucio.
magic meter as we're playing.
We're talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that is the
L1,
the
R1?
tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie knows a lot about
The
what's
L1,
going on
R1
with
is
the
the
plants and
Yeah.
potions.
ancient
And
magic
so
stuff.
the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin
Dude.
potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin.
gonna spend so much
this, like,
time
rocky
here
material that
perfecting.
Reduces the incoming damage that
Mountain
you're
troll.
receiving. So against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super
Oh, two of them.
Oh my God, he's
AK
just
in that one.
destroying-
All right,
the
he's
troll just
and
collapsed from whatever
takes
the
him out too.
Obviously, we have the Wiggenweld potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about
my gosh.
having to balance Avada Kedavra
Dodge.
with a long cooldown,
Dodge.
because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing you
Protego.
can do is brew a focus potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right.
Interesting.
So much like versatility, like in what
Oh!
the character is doing to the troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the.
And then you can then you built up AK. Then
and
you
the
can
troll
AK him
makes
again.
Move around too. Looks like.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I love that our plants are violent.
Yes, and so that's like when we were talking about
Violent
the
plants.
almost the setup of the arena. You also have plants that you can fight
Ooh.
with, and so we have things like the venomous
Hey, you got an
tentacula
armored
that you can
troll.
put down, and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
That is so cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle. Yes.
No, that was super important to us, that there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The Mandrake is one, so you can pull it out.
Wolfie,
It stuns with,
right.
like, piercing cries, enemies.
I'm gonna have to rewatch
in
this
a
so many
radius.
times.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know?
Yeah, that's a good question,
and
Luna.
So this is a way to, if you
It
want
was
to
a
get
one-shot
stuff
for the
go
troll,
for it.
yes.
If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also
Even the
want
one with
to,
full health.
have some things over here that may
Oh!
make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Just
Yeah,
love
we
the
mentioned
random
the field guide
objects you can
challenges,
use.
in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges. This is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point,
Gonna have to try and figure out how much damage Crucio is doing.
to explore the different systems.
He's definitely
to help
stunned
them
over there. The guy in the
decide
red over
to
there,
kind of
he's just
practice
like...
with them and explore what they want to be, because there really are so many different ways. Like
There we go. We got to look at it right there.
When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield.
What?
That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so
that's
we have
tight.
things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate...
Oh, that is sick.
So,
Oh my god.
there are dark arts fantasies. There's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts characters, things like that misty step that you see occasionally being used on the battlefield. And we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them
show us
more
the
powerful
defense
and
against
more
the dark
efficacious.
arts,
So
Alan.
It's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep.
Oh, he just
on
did-
the
oh,
fly
it's Imperio.
or
Like,
with
he just
deliberation,
attacked him.
And those are all different options.
That is so cool.
Forgot about
because,
Imperio.
Like, like I see so much like going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself, like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is going to be the easiest route, but
You're
that
our
ancient
audience.
magic, to be honest, feels like much more powerful than just the dark arts.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts
Oh.
away, put those unforgivable.
They cut
curses
off
away,
Alan right
and
there.
heading to the room of requirement.
I wanted to
which
see what he
is
said about
your home
the,
within Hogwarts, a personalizable space
oh, man,
that
the
actually
quality's,
has some
like, taking
utility
a
as
dip
well, where
here.
you get to brew things and grow things, and also care for some beasts. All right,
Oh my
Andrew's got
gosh,
us
dude.
in the room of
That was so good.
requirement.
That was so good.
Wearing, we kind of went casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice jumper.
All right, so here are the icons in the bottom right that we were
and
breaking
I think
down on
that's a
stream
good
last night,
jumping off
trying to
point-
figure out what each of
jumping
those
off point.
mean.
For the
Jumping off
personalization of the space.
See what you did
as
there,
well,
Chandler.
Not just
See what
your
you did.
character and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout.
Architecture?
Starkly different themes to really just hammer home that this is yours. You
Oh
can
my
change-
god, what? This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
Ben's
That's the
exactly
thing is
right.
not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure
Things
little
that we
objects,
just didn't even
into this space,
anticipate.
if you can see. So
Except for the bedside tables.
there's
you know?
like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things.
We playing
that
The
really
Sims
flesh
now?
out the
Is this
space and
Animal
bring it to
Crossing?
life.
Oh my goodness, because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we call them conjurations, and the conjuration recipes can be
Conjuration
purchased at Homes and Scrolls
recipes.
in Hogsmeade.
Purchased in
but also,
Hogsmeade.
as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
That's so cool. And you change color?
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my god,
You
it's so
can make
tiny.
it super
It's like from
tiny.
Baby Niffler.
Your little house
And I
elf
love how
friends.
the system too is designed. It's not mechanical. It's
What?
immersive. And so you get the magical
What?
effect of conjuring.
Are you
it
kidding
in, and
me
you're-
right
you're-
now?
You're actually doing this in the world.
Dude,
as
people are
your
gonna spend so much time
character,
just in
but
here.
The
People are
way you
gonna spend
blended,
so much
like, that
time.
gameplay with the immersive
Customizing-
design of personalizing
Oh
the
my
space.
god, like, and I love the animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing, is we wanted that to look
What?
really nice, because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere. It's
Are
physical,
you
it's kinetic, and it's
kidding me?
whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that
That
not only
animation,
can you, like,
dude.
conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects.
I have
as
so many
well.
thoughts,
you can
but
see that we have
I'm trying to
planting
listen
pots
too.
And potion stations, and you can change the look of those.
Oh my-
As well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
I had a feeling.
right,
I had a
right.
feeling this whole room
So
of
while
requirement
you're
area was
also
going to be a big,
doing
big.
these like kind of nurturing
surprise
based
to a lot of
activities,
people.
This is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified, and gear to have.
This is
like,
insane, dude.
rates
This
put
is
on it, which
insane.
I believe Alan can talk to.
Oh.
Yeah, we keep bringing up
Little
appearance
hopping
and,
pod over
and
there.
how it looks, and on a, like in the game you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to, but the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game, and essentially we just know that clothes and different items in
we
the
gotta go
Wizarding
back and
world
read
can have
that
different
too.
magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities, and that can help you.
So there was
in
blue,
your journey,
purple,
and are a major
and
part of you kind
orange.
of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so
there's a huge list.
and not all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an
gear has
identification
stats,
station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms.
Zoro's Wolf of Death.
Recipes,
thank you for the super chat. Casey,
Mackenzie's
thank you as
about,
well.
All these different things keep expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially
called
customize
extraordinary.
exactly which magical properties are on your gear, and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of appearances, we call it, or cosmetics we've been
I'm at a
referring
loss
to
for
it
words.
in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on,
Like
you
the
look like that, and you can change it to look like whatever you want.
Nice.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical
Like right there,
advantage,
decrease damage
or
from
give you really
taken from
specific
trolls
abilities that
on that one.
blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy.
Decrease
or
damage taken from
talents and things like
spiders
that.
from Inferi.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, mooncat fur. Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this.
Oh my gosh, here we
vivarium.
go.
Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts.
What?
We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a kneasel.
Dude, that
as
graphorn
well.
is
So a lot of
huge.
variety.
Up
Oh
close.
my god, he's just like a big puppy.
They're
I
so
love their
cute.
cuddling. I know, oh my god, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding
Petting
them
them.
too.
There
And
you
so
go.
once you do those things, that's
Petting
when they feel
fur.
safe enough. They'll give you their magical
Aw,
ingredients. So mooncalf fur,
feeding a little mooncalf.
niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur leftovers. That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them.
They cut
food
something
as
she
well,
said right there.
to build that relationship with your beast. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually
Oh, I can't wait to
conjure
watch
things
this
in
4K.
space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little
Little
ornaments
Kneasel right
in this
there.
area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
Oh, that's so
my
fun.
Goodness, no, this is like. I
That's
just
so
spent
fun.
8 hours just designing this whole.
Dude, people are gonna spend so much
because I
time
just, like, it was
just
like you have
inside
this
these
little
things.
play
Like
area,
you've got
like
the room
a
of requirement,
personalized
and then
fish tank, so
within
to
the room
say.
of requirement,
Just for the
there's
creatures. I love
multiple
it.
vivariums. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
no,
sure there's
totally.
multiple ones.
And there's like a decoration aspect, but there's also, we were saying inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows.
Dude, it's like
for
a
the
care of
beasts in
magical
space to
creatures
automatically get
sim
feed, so you don't
within
have to do it
Hogwarts
manually.
Legacy.
And so you're really building the progression for yourself here. In addition, there's also a toy box where you can,
Oh,
where you
that's
can play with your beasts. And you'll see here, yeah.
Oh
so
my
you can,
God.
there's a bunch of toys in it.
Elwyn's
and
gonna
each beast
love
has their own
this.
favorite toys. So as you can imagine,
Elwyn's a dog
Mooncalf
trainer, you
really likes
guys.
the moon ball.
Elwyn
or
is,
the
like,
Kneasel
losing
is
her
like a
mind
little
right
cat,
now,
really likes to chase the
guaranteed.
yarn ball as well.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And they're super cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them is so
Oh,
cute.
there he comes. There he comes.
And the big
Come
thing
on,
we really want
hit
to
it.
hammer
There
home
you go.
is
You
that
got
the
it.
world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my God, this raphorn is just ginormous.
Yeah, I know, he's huge, right?
But
Looks
he
way
looks
bigger
like
than the
my
ones
dog.
we've seen so far.
Right now, for sure.
You could actually name them as well.
Release magical
so, like
materials.
Your dog.
You can name them!
Getting back into that personalization. You
They
know,
confirmed
yeah,
it.
we didn't want you to just
We
like
were
throw
asking
in,
about this last night
here's a
on
graph one
stream.
in here. Like, this
Oh,
can be named
yes.
whatever Andrew's about to name them.
Let's see. Bruce.
The good name.
Hello, Bruce.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct, to different kind of aesthetics.
There
and
we go.
looks
I knew it
to
had to be more than
where
one.
You're keeping
Yeah.
your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story,
All this
you
is
will unlock more
customizable.
vivariums. So as you can see, this one's quite meadow themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect and more space for your
Large tree.
Oh, so it's like those. So when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on
Right,
the left,
right.
there's that moon glow from
This
one
young
entrance
tree
and
is
then
well on
some
its way to
shrubbery
becoming
going
a
on the
grand
right.
old
Is that what you're
oak,
talking
it
about?
said
That's
on the
exactly
right.
it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the
Ben
beast
is
kit, I
losing
think
his
is
mind,
great,
as we
tying
are
back
now.
to the same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel.
Pokemon and
actually
Harry
built in,
Potter.
integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this.
I
added
told you
element, you're not
guys,
just throwing
like-
it on top. There's really this like narrative and
Yes.
integration to.
They didn't include a lot of little
everything
mini
connects.
games,
So,
but this kind of stuff right here makes
missions,
up for
you'll
that.
expand
I feel
the
like.
space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay
Standing
here
stone.
and unlock new conjurations and different things
statue.
to play around with in the open world. It's in those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom.
Oh my goodness,
So
I love
all these
that.
things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource.
Like, how
that we use
big
to
is
conjure
this space?
everything that's
Like
found throughout
where?
the world.
Obviously, there are physical
Cores are
limitations
used
at
for
some point.
recipes. So really,
Like,
everything's
how big can
everything's
you
like a
make this
cycle and
area?
it keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a
No,
particular
who is
affinity
she,
for beasts.
Chandler?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interaction.
Excuse me?
So you bringing up.
He said this
Poppy,
is the tip of
there
the
are more-
iceberg.
There are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own,
Noob, I
have their
told
own
you, dude.
stuff,
I told you.
that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna
Yes,
have
we
to
could.
end the
Let's-
stream now.
let's
What do
just
you
go
think
ahead.
about what you've seen today.
I mean, I'm just so blown away by how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so detailed, and there's so many things to do. And like the combat, we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like I'm so happy you guys did
Oh,
this.
Ben,
overall
he's like,
gameplay.
I don't know what to
That's
say.
just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own.
Oh,
Thank
you know.
so much
yeah.
for being here.
We're gonna be
Thank
busy.
you for watching.
But guys, thanks so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll play a little music here in the outro. But thank you all for being here, and I'll talk to you again very soon.